Faraj Kids.
Zahra pushed open the door to her house after school, humming happily to herself. But as soon as she stepped inside, she stopped in surprise. All the sofas had been moved to the side of the room. Black and red banners were hanging on the walls, and in one corner there was a chair draped in black cloth. From the kitchen, Zahra could smell something delicious cooking, and a soft-sad Latmiya was playing in the background. Mama! Mama! Where are you? Zahra called, walking across the floor that was now covered with black carpet. Zahra, you're home already? Mommy said, looking up from the kitchen. I didn't hear the door open. Mama, Zahra asked, why does the house look different? Why are there black banners everywhere? Is it already Muharram? Mommy smiled and said, no, my dear, it's not Muharram yet. It's Fatimiyah, and we're having people over for the Majlis of Lady Fatima. Lady Fatima? Zahra asked. Why are we having a Majlis for her? Mummy stirred the pot, then said, because it's the time of her shahadat, the time when she was hurt and left this world. We hold a Majlis to remember her and the sacrifices she made. Zahra's eyes widened. Can I help too, Mama? She asked. Of course you can, Zahra, Mummy replied with a smile. You can hand out water when our guests arrive. After a moment, Zahra asked again, Mama, will Sayyidah Fatima hurt too, like Imam Hussein? Mummy put her spoon down and came to sit next to Zahra. The story of Sayyidah Fatima is a little different from Imam Hussein's story, but in a way, Karbala began with Fatimiyah. Karbala began with Fatimiyah? How, Mama? Zahra asked. Should I tell you the story? Mummy said, yes, please. Zahra said, her eyes lighting up. She loved listening to stories. So Mummy began the story. It was the 10th year after Hijrah when the Holy Prophet decided to go to Mecca for his first and last Hajj. What's Hijrah, Mama? Zahra asked. Hijrah means when the Prophet moved from Mecca to Medina because Allah told him to, Mummy explained. And then she continued the story. When the Prophet went for Hajj, many Muslims from Medina joined him. It was a long journey, a huge caravan of people all following the Prophet. After the Hajj, on their way back, Allah gave the Prophet an important command to announce Imam Ali as his successor, the next leader and Imam for all Muslims. And this happened at a place called Ghadir. And this is where the Prophet said, for whomsoever I am the master, Ali is his master. Many Muslims were very happy, but some were just jealous and upset. Why, Mama? Zahra asked, her eyes wide. Because they wanted power for themselves. They wanted to be the leaders after the Prophet, but now that Allah had chosen Imam Ali, they couldn't. So what did they do, Mama? Asked Zahra. Well, they waited and waited, and when the Prophet passed away, they gathered at a place called Saqifa and chose their own leader. And while they were choosing someone else, Imam Ali was busy with the burial of the Prophet. They waited and waited, and when the Prophet passed away, they all gathered in a place called Saqifa to choose their own leader. But Mama, Zahra interrupted, wasn't Imam Ali already chosen? Yes, my dear, he was, but they only wanted power. And while they were in Saqifa choosing someone else to be the leader, Imam Ali was busy with the burial of the Prophet. And when the Prophet was buried, they came back to Medina and told everyone that a new leader had been chosen. And everyone was forced to give bay'ah to him. Zahra's little hands clenched. Did they try to force Imam Ali too? Yes, they did, Mommy said. But Imam Ali refused. He said, I cannot give bay'ah to someone the Prophet did not choose. When those people heard this, they became angry. They gathered at Imam Ali's house and tried to break in. They shouted and banged on the door. Oh, Mama! Zahra gasped. Sayyidah Fatima stood at the door and she told them she would not let them take Imam Ali away. She was so brave. She stood there protecting the Imam of her time. Oh, Mama, she must have been so strong. I think I would have been scared, Zahra said. Yes, my dear, Sayyidah Fatima was very strong. But then they brought firewood. They tried to set the door on fire and Sayyidah Fatima stood behind it, holding it shut with all her strength. But when they finally pushed the door open, it hurt her as she was standing behind it. Oh, Mama, Sayyidah Fatima was behind the door. Zahra's eyes filled with tears. Yes, Zahra, Mummy said gently. We hurt her very badly, and a few weeks later, because of those injuries, she passed away. Zahra was quiet for a moment. She was protecting Imam Ali, wasn't she? Yes, Mummy said. She was the daughter of the Prophet and she gave her life to protect the Imam of her time. Zahra thought for a moment, then said, Mama, I remember something. In Karbala, the children all helped Imam Hussein even if they got hurt. Even baby Aliask was there for the Imam, she said excitedly. Mummy smiled and nodded. Exactly, Zahra. Just as in Karbala, where everyone stood with Imam Hussein, here Sayyidah Fatima also stood to protect Imam Ali. That's why during Fatimiyah, we remember her as the brave woman who protected the Imam. Zahra looked up. Mama, I want to protect the Imam too. Mummy smiled and hugged her. Yes, Zahra, me and you both. Whether we are boys or girls, we must all help and protect our Imam, just like Sayyidah Fatima did.